play for the Act Two is a show called Waterfront Realty by Cindy Pontbriand. I think all of us in this room can say at one time or another, we loved and lost, and we're left wondering what happened and where it went wrong. But sometimes, either by providence or a twist of fate, that person re-enters our life in a way that is totally unexpected, leaving you wondering if all things happen for a reason. I give you Waterfront Realty.
Good morning, Grayson. One Americano, black and hot.
Good, thanks. I'll need it this morning. I couldn't sleep a wink.
Well, you might sleep better if you could get that Patty what's-her-name out of your head.
Black. Patty Black.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, Patty Black came at you just like a hurricane, man.
What?
She blew into Crystal River, tossed you around like a dinghy, then cruised out of town without a backward glance. Did you ever hear anything from her about that super important manatee project she needed to complete for her marine biology doctorate? No. It's been over a year, buddy. Time to move on.
But we were so great together. I thought she was the one. Too bad she didn't feel the same way about me. Why it was so important to her to get that doctorate in marine biology, I'll never know. And she loved the manatees more than she ever did me.
Well, when you finish your Java, I need to talk to you about my new listing on Gulf to Lake.
Oh yeah? What did you get?
That flipper from Uncle Joe.
Oh no, not that eyesore.
What can I say? I owe Uncle Joe a favor. I've been using his boat all scalloping season. Don't worry, he's ready to let it go for cheap. He will never flip the thing like he wanted.
Yeah? Why is that?
Well, he hasn't got the time. Not since Aunt Julie caught the cruising bug. They may as well move on to Cocoa Beach. It would save them the drive to the port once a month. Aunt Julie has even started wearing t-shirts with cruise slang on them. They are so lame. I'm feeling salty. Cruise hair, don't care. What happens on the ship stays on the ship. We're feeling naughty. It'll be a good flipper for someone.
Not me. But I do have some contractors looking for projects. I'll call around once you get Uncle Joe to sign off on it.
I'm headed that way now. I'll keep you posted.
Water's Edge Realty, where your heart finds a home. Grayson Waters speaking.
3 years later, Bob sitting at a desk with a picture of a woman on it. Grayson walks in with a huge smile, carrying a wedding photo that he sets on the desk.
Welcome back, stranger. I see you survived your honeymoon.
Oh, it was the perfect cruise. What a great wedding gift from Uncle Joe and Aunt Julie. Rachel sure did love cruising the Bahamas.
Oh, no. Are you still in that sappy in-love stage? When will you be normal again?
I can't help it. We had a great honeymoon and Rachel is just amazing. I think I love her more today than the day we were married. Hey, by the way, thanks for being my best man. Your Sarah was a beautiful matron of honor for Rachel. It meant a lot to us that you two were there.
Water's Edge Realty, where the nicest word there is home. Bob Edge speaking.
3 years later, Bob has several photos of his wife Sarah and their children on his desk. He is working on a listing contract. Grayson has only one wedding picture on his desk. He walks into the office carrying 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah, the coffee is here.
Yeah, good morning to you too. Just like you ordered, 1 iced latte with a double shot of caramel. How can you drink it that way?
This is great. It's not boring like a stupid Americano.
You just aren't a coffee connoisseur like I am. Anything happening today?
Yeah, well, I'm working on a listing for the old plantation house. Mrs. Smith passed away a few weeks ago. Her son Anthony is bringing down his family. They have the cutest little 3-year-old boy, Jimmy John, that they adopted. The 5-hour drive from Atlanta won't be terrible for the family. We're hoping to clear out the house and get it listed.
That plantation is huge. Last I heard, it was filled to the brim with 1 million tchotchkes. Will the family be keeping everything?
No, he's planning on meeting with an auctioneer this afternoon to schedule a sale. We'll get it once it's empty.
You know, the plantation listing sounds like something to celebrate. Why don't you and Sarah bring the kiddos over for a cookout tonight?
Well, that sounds good. Are you sure Rachel won't mind having our 2 terrors over? They can trash a room in 2 seconds.
Terrors? Those precious babies? Don't call my godchildren that. Rachel would love to see them. Yeah, after our last miscarriage, Rachel started talking about adoption. You may not get to take your 2 sprouts home with you. She loves them that much.
Well, I am sorry about the miscarriages. I know it's hard for the both of you. You 2 will make great parents. There's even a great foster care system here in Citrus County looking for parents just like you. What can we bring for the cookout?
Beer. Lots of beer. Water's Edge Realty, the team that brings you home. Grayson Waters speaking.
1 week later, Bob, sitting at a desk, was working. Grayson stumbles into the office, visibly shaken.
Morning, Gray. You're late getting in. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
No. 2 ghosts.
What? What are you talking about?
The Smith family. Anthony and his wife Mary Jane. They were killed last night in a car accident.
No.
Their son Jimmy John's in the hospital. They think he will make it.
What happened?
An 18-wheeler lost its brakes. He couldn't stop. If Jimmy John wasn't in a car seat, he'd be gone too.
How did you hear about it?
Rachel and I signed up for the Citrus County Foster Care Program. They asked if we would take Jimmy John when he gets out of the hospital. So Rachel's at the hospital sitting with him now.
I can't believe it. Well, Jimmy John will make it, you'll see.
Listen, I need to clear up a few things so I can go finalize the foster care paperwork. Can you take my showings this afternoon?
Of course. Are the houses scheduled yet? And when are your clients coming in?
They'll be in at 1 o'clock, and here's a list of the homes that have been scheduled. Thanks for taking care of this for me.
You just take care of your family.
It just hurts that it happened this way.
Water's Edge Realty. We love our clients. Bob Edge speaking.
3 years later, both Grayson and Bob are at the office. Both desks carry several family photos.
Did you call Grubhub? I need my coffee.
It's on the way, and don't worry, I ordered you an Americano from Black Dog, hot and black.
It's probably your fancy iced latte that's taking so much time.
So why are you so grouchy this morning?
I stopped by the car dealership to have my tires rotated. And guess who I saw car shopping?
I have no idea.
The Finleys. They're the couple that's purchasing the house on Fort Island Trail. The deal closes on Thursday. If they get a car loan before we close on the house, it'll mess everything up.
That house on the water was a stretch for them anyway. Why a new car now?
I have no idea. I walked over to say hi, and they were a little cool. I was counting on this sale. Jimmy John's adoption is next week, and Rachel is wanting to celebrate by taking a family cruise.
That's a great way to celebrate.
Do you think a 6-year-old will enjoy the ship? We haven't told Jimmy John yet. It's a surprise. Oh, by the way, he says we're to call him JJ now. I like it.
You're all gonna have a blast. Here's the Grubhub with coffee.
Water's Edge Realty. We will help you find the perfect water at the right edge. Grayson Waters speaking.
12 years later, More family pictures have been added, including high school and college graduation photos. Bob is sitting at his desk. Grayson is working on a fancy coffee machine.
Hey Bob, want Americano?
No, but I would love an iced latte with 2 shots of caramel.
Ugh. Coming right up.
By the way, congratulations on JJ's graduation. He's really worked hard. How many scholarships has he been offered? 3?
Yes, 3. Your kids were great examples.
Now, did JJ say what he wants to do now? Has he chosen a college yet?
No college yet, not at first. He's 18 now and wants to find out what he can about his birth parents.
Are you and Rachel okay with all of that?
Well, we talked it over and want JJ to do what he feels is right for him. He contacted the adoption agency, but all their records were lost in a fire 5 years ago.
Oh no! Well, that had to be devastating for
It
him.
was devastating for all of us. Rachel said she wants to thank his birth parents for choosing life instead of an abortion.
Well, that's amazing. She's right. You two were really lucked out in adopting JJ.
Rachel and I did tests when she was helping her family parents do a family history. We learned that her family came from England and mine was from France.
Will JJ do one?
Well, that's what we were thinking. We've just ordered him a DNA test for his birthday. It's just the unknown aspects of it. What if he's disappointed? We don't want him hurt.
Well, he is an adult and decided to go on this journey. You'll be there if he needs him. Both you and Rachel. Waters Edge Realty, we help you discover all the possibilities. Bob Edge speaking.
1 month later, both Grayson and Bob are sitting at their desks slurping coffees. JJ walks in.
Morning. Any coffee left?
Sure, son. What would you like? An Americano?
No thanks. I'll have an iced latte with 2 shots of caramel.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Here you go. So, what's up?
My DNA test results are in.
Really?
What did you find out?
Both of my birth parents had DNA tests had DNA test results in the system. Both of them.
Wow. I mean, I know you wanted to find out about your mother, but both?
You hit the jackpot. So who are your birth parents?
My birth mother lives in Atlanta, Georgia. Her name is Patrice Black. She goes by Patty Black.
Patty Black?
Patty Black. Why does that sound familiar?
You're going to love who my birth father is. I know I sure do. He lives in Crystal River, Florida, and his name is Grayson Waters.
Waters Edge Realty, come join our family at the Waters Edge. Bob Edge speaking.
Fade to black. Thank you. That was Waterfront Realty. Our next play this evening is titled The Creation by Bill Northland. Bill claims this play is the product of years of watching Twilight Zone episodes. And they say watching television is a waste of time. I think not. Here is The Creation by Bill Northland.
Norm, shall I wash your coat?
No, dear. I think everything is tidied down and it's in pristine condition.
Well, aren't you cold down there?
Well, no. My portable laboratory radiator keeps it quite warm, thanks.
And when are you going to stop referring to the basement as your laboratory?
Someday people will see that the hours I spent down here will change society to a more efficient one, a more productive one, and if only I can find a way to minimize all this clutter. I just need to stay one step ahead of everybody and be careful who I mention this to. Everybody's always trying to throw me off course with their criticism and suggestions.
Come on, Norman, let's go get out of the house. We'll take a ride to the 5 and 9.
Okay, I need to pick up some supplies for my creation.
You mean your fantasy?
Scene 2, Willoughby's store, Wallingford, Connecticut. Asterisk, followed by Norman enters the store. A clerk, Tommy Evers, the teenage son of Norman's co-worker, Curtis, greets them.
Good morning, Mrs. Freed. How are you on this lovely Saturday?
Oh, fine, Tommy. Thanks.
Morning, Norman.
I need a box of rock salt
I'll follow you over to aisle 2.
and a razor knife, bar soap, some electrical cable. I hope you have microscope slides.
Sure we do, Mr. Freed. They're over on aisle 7. So, how's your project going?
Oh, you know about the creation.
Yeah, Dad said you were building something in your basement.
My laboratory. You'll learn about this type of machine in your upper classes in high school and in college someday.
Is it like a typewriter with a television attached to it that can calculate?
It's called a computer.
I'm all for life's conveniences, especially when I don't have to work so hard.
Come on, Norm. Let's check out.
Ma'am, Mr. Freed has been telling me a little about his computer project.
Dad, he thinks it's going to bring the world closer together. All we need to do is just sit down and talk to each other, face to face, like humans. Instead, we're all going to be isolated from each other, each on our own devices in our own basements.
Scene 3, the Freen basement.
I'll be out of your way in a moment. I'm just hanging up these things to dry. What's on your microscope anyway?
I've got some salt crystals blown up 200 times. They look like cubes, like dice with nothing etched on them yet. But they provide plenty of surface area to put instructions and information on.
Instructions and information.
The more you pack into a minute area, the more compact your computer will be. This is the key to making an accessible appliance that every home is going to want to have.
Salt crystals are the future? Really, Norman? You've lost your mind. One spill and those will wash right away.
Not salt necessarily, but something durable that has a surface area like a crystal or flat like a chip. I just need to find the right material.
Norman is taking a hammer to a chisel into some rocks on his bench.
Certain rocks will fracture just right to form flat chips.
Not that kind, apparently. It's just making a mess. All the girls down at the beauty parlor are talking about the Gem and Mineral show next weekend. Maybe you could find an idea there.
I just might.
Francine Curtis has already purchased their tickets.
Oh, anything to stay one step ahead of me, I swear.
I wish you boys would just play nice.
Scene 4, inside the station wagon of Curtis and Francine Evers. They are 5 years the Freens juniors and live down the block from them. Curtis is chief lab tech at Norm's clinic. Francine works beside Astrid at the beauty shop.
I'd like to get to the Gem and Minerals show early enough to get to the mica and silica table and talk to the fellas there. I just might be able to solve Norman's dilemma before he does.
Always with the competition. Why don't you two work together as a team already?
That didn't get me chief lab tech, honey. I worked beside Norman for 7 years and passed him for the last 3. Besides, there's a lot of prestige at stake here. All the talk in the electronic world is about finding the right material to create computer chips out of.
It's just that Norman has worked so hard on his creation, and I really think that he will just keep right on going.
And I'm going to steal his thunder. This could mean big bucks for us, for our family, for our future.
Scene 5, the Freen Ford Fairlane, 5 minutes behind the Evers.
Norm, watch your speed.
Dear, if I don't get to the show before Curtis Evers, he will beat me to the punch again.
Kurt's just a competitive fellow.
Competitive? The other day he bragged that Evers is 1 letter before Freen in the alphabet.
Pull in. Second driveway. Let's park next to the side door. We'll be less busy.
Would you look at that? Best parking spot in the house, and it belongs to Curtis Evers.
Scene 6, the Gem and Mineral Show, New Haven, Connecticut. Norman and Astrid are looking at samples of mica.
Astrid, do you think I can take these?
Yes, those are samples. Do you think the mica will work for you?
I won't be able to tell until I get it under the microscope, but they may just work.
Too brittle, Norm. They tend to crack when you etch on it.
Well, it sounds like somebody's been doing their homework. Can you suggest something better?
You may want to keep looking down this aisle is all I can tell you.
Astrid and I are going to look at some real gemstones. We'll leave the scientists to grovel in the rocks.
This would be perfect, but it appears there aren't any samples left.
Yes, sir, I got the last of them. They're sure gonna look good under my microscope when I break a sliver off. Always a day late and $1 short, eh, Nora?
Curtis, when are you going to stop riding my coattails to your own victory party? Haven't you had any original thought?
Funny you should say that. Norm, I happen to be in contact with a developer who's ready to purchase my silica chip idea. I just need to develop a sample for them.
Scene 7. On a plane, TWA Flight 619 to San Jose, California, some months later.
Do you want another scotch, Norman?
Don't you think my breath will reek? I don't want to be seen as a man with poor judgment.
It's bad enough you already have peanut breath. Don't worry, you can brush your teeth before your appointment with Mr. Sanders.
Okay, scotch and water, please. On the rocks.
Scene 8. In the lobby of a new high-tech firm in San Jose, California.
The receptionist said room 107. Here it is. Good luck, dear.
Astrid gives him a peck on the cheek and Norman knocks and enters the room.
Mr. Freen, we are very interested in your idea of using silica chips to store data.
It's going to be the wave of the future, Mr. Samuels.
If we can successfully make a prototype with the specs you provided, you will be handsomely compensated. After we work out some logistics, of course, we will accept a price bid from you on your way out today.
All I need was the idea, sir, and your lasers will do the rest and prove my idea to be a practical one.
I will tell you that you aren't the only party we're in talks with. In fact, there's another gentleman from your hometown.
Scene 9. The Evers front yard. Late spring, Curtis and Francine are seated at a picnic table celebrating with a picnic lunch.
Curtis, Astrid and I would like to offer our congratulations.
Thanks, folks. Yeah, old Samuels liked my idea. $400,000 is the price.
And I thought it was worth that $500,000 at least.
With $400,000, we can easily purchase a home for each of our 5 kids. But we hope there are no hard feelings.
Oh, we'll be fine. Oh, Norm, I forgot to mention, another college kid called asking for a write-up on your computer idea for his thesis. From Oxford, England, Mr. Stephen Hawking.
Just another kid trying to capitalize on my idea.
Well, what do you two do from here?
Actually, I have a surprise to announce. There was a letter in our box today from one of the companies I sent a submission letter to for some of my other inventions. They offered me $5,000 up front. It's not much, but it's a start. So, Kurt, I have no hard feelings.
Who's the letter from?
It's from Ron Popeil of the Ronco Corporation.
Everyone looks at each other and shrugs their shoulders. Thank you. That was The Creation. Our next play this evening is called To Everything by Barry C. Denham. Sometimes a brief chance meeting with a total stranger can profoundly change one's life, but you have to be open and aware to capture that significant moment, or you can miss it and the life's lessons are gone forever. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you To Everything by Barry C. Denham. Scene 1. Man is sitting far left on a bus stop bench, smoking a cigarette, and wears a worried look on his face as he frequently looks at his watch. An old woman with a cane approaches from far right, carrying a purse. She is moving slowly and with great effort, but has a wide smile on her face. When she reaches the bench, a young man pushes ahead of her and sits next to the young man, filling the bench, and immediately buries himself in his smartphone. The old woman takes it all in stride and smiles. She stops just short of the bench and stands and leans on her cane. Her arms tremble, but she never loses her smile. The man gives the young man next to him a dirty look and stands and approaches the old woman.
Excuse me, please take my seat.
Why, thank you, young man.
Not really feeling the young today, but well, you're welcome. Look, I'm sorry. I hope the smoke doesn't bother you.
Not at all. My late husband smoked.
The man from inside a pocket removes a small flask, turns away, and sneaks a quick swallow.
Smoking was bad enough, but it was the drinking that finally killed him.
In the middle of sneaking another hit, but stops. The man drops his cigarette and crushes it out with the heel of his shoe, puts the flask away. He looks annoyingly towards the old woman who just smiles.
Stupid bus is never on time.
To be that young again, huh? No kids, no responsibilities. I bet his only stress is which fast food place he wants to eat at today. And, well, that and not getting run over by a car while he's on a cell phone, texting.
Sounds like you have a family?
Yeah, do I ever. Wife and 3 kids and another mouth on the way.
Well, congratulations, Papa. Again? Tell me about your family.
I don't know what I can say. Yeah, a lot of mouths to feed, bills to pay. Seems like there's never a minute to myself.
Oh, that doesn't sound very enthusiastic.
You got a family? You have any idea how much it takes to feed all those mouths? The clothes, the rent, doctors, school supplies, the whole works. I mean, well, and Maggie, the wife, I hardly see her anymore. And when she's there, she ain't there, if you know what I mean. And it's like between my job and her tending to the kids, we're pretty much beat all the time. By the time I get home, then there's the kids to homework, the dog and the cat to be fed, garbage to go out. No time left for nothing else but always a light bulb needs replacing or a toilet that won't flush. And, you know, time I get my shower, everybody else is out like a light.
My. Enjoy it. All of it while you can.
Enjoy it? Look, I just hope I can get through the day most days. Did I mention the dead-end job? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to dump on you.
Please go on. I love hearing about the little ones.
Hey, does it get any better with time? I mean, you must know. I would think you have grown children, right? Maybe grandkids, all up and moved out, I would bet. I bet you and your husband have lots of time for each other. Am I right?
Robert passed several months back.
A bus pulls up and they both look up. The man helps the old woman on, and they find the bus is almost full. Only 2 seats remain, aisle seats across from each other. They settle into their seats. The bus driver says, "Destination, please."
Doctor's Plaza, please.
Yeah, Jim's Auto. Look, I'm sorry about your husband.
Oh, don't be. We had a wonderful life together.
Children?
2, a boy and a girl.
All girls for me. We're hoping for a boy this time, but what about grandchildren?
The old woman's smile is replaced by a grimace. Her breath is taken away for a moment, and she doubles over and shakily opens her purse and fumbles with a prescription bottle. It falls and rolls down the aisle. The man retrieves it and glances at it. He appears shocked at what he reads.
Ma'am, you all right?
Would you be so kind as to open it and hand me 2 tablets? I have trouble with the cap sometimes.
Yeah. Wow, there's only 2 left in here. Are you sure that you want them both? Look, I ain't no doctor, but I recognize the name here, and that's some pretty strong stuff.
Yes. Yes, please.
Oh, okay, here.
Thank you. thank you, much better now.
Okay, excuse me, I hope you don't mind me offering, but if you need somebody to get that refilled for you, I mean, I would be glad to help out.
Oh, thank you, but no. I'll get a new prescription in a few minutes when I get to the doctor. And my drugstore, it's only a couple of blocks off the bus route. Dr. Palmer is so nice.
You mean the cancer doctor?
Oh, I just love the rain.
I don't know, it looks pretty nasty out there to me.
No, this rain will make the flowers and the grass grow. Why, before you know it, it'll be spring and the countryside will be alive with a plethora of colors and fragrances.
Yeah, right. Then it'll be, there goes my Saturdays, mowing the yard and trimming back everything. Well, but it's still January, so.
Well, I for one can't wait if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise.
Why, then, ma'am, if you'll forgive me for being nosy, why, you don't have to, if you don't want to answer, it's okay, but why are you going alone to the cancer doctor? I mean, you know, from the pain that hit you a while ago, I assume this is not a routine visit.
Oh, it's nothing. You know doctors. Sometimes they get all serious about things when it's really not that bad. I don't care what he says. I'm going to be around when those flowers start to bloom. And besides, I'm just old, not helpless. I can get to and from the doctors just fine.
Well, but then I take it your children don't live very close? Look, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to upset you. I guess I'm lucky, you know, having my dad so close. Lost my mom a few years ago, and it's good. But I mean, anyway, even if he's a pain in the you know what, most of the time, he's been that way, especially since my mom passed. But
I lost my daughter years ago. Everything just went terribly wrong when my granddaughter was born. But it was a blessing that little Megan lived for as long as she lived.
I'm so sorry, but you lost your granddaughter too?
She lived 46 days. Her little heart was missing a valve. They kept her alive as long as they could. It was such a blessing to have her even that long.
Okay, I'm truly sorry, man. I take it your son's not close by either?
Oh, yes, he's with me every day.
Well, yeah, that's good. That you know, you get to see him often, so he lives nearby then, eh?
No, I'm afraid not. He died on 9/11. He was a fireman in New York, and he never made it out of the South Tower.
Bus driver speaks. Jim's Auto. Hey, Mac, didn't you say that you wanted?
Yeah. Look, well, I changed my mind. We'll get my car on the way back. I'm going to the Doctor's Plaza with this nice young lady.
Thank you. You're such a sweet man.
Yeah. Hey, sweetheart. Yeah. No, I'm not drinking. Not anymore. No, I just called. I love you, and you know, I swear. Look, I'm fine. I just miss you and the kids. Yeah, look, yes, chicken is fine for dinner. I love everything you cook. Right. Yes. Well, see you soon. All right. You know, hey Maggie. can you add another place setting? Yeah, we're having a guest for dinner. Just somebody I met on the bus. Well, yes, as a matter of fact, she is quite attractive, and I can promise you, you might be a little bit jealous. Hey, but I know you're just gonna love meeting her. What? You say there's a light bulb out in the dining room? Hey, don't worry. Our guest won't mind, because she's gonna literally light up the room.
Fade to black. That was To Everything. Our next play this evening is called Squabbles by Phyllis J. Burton. A piece all couples can relate to. We have all had this discussion or something like it at some time, but life goes on. Ladies and gents, I give you Squabbles. Kate and Jim are dressed for boating. They are at the marina where their boat is docked. The scene opens with Kate and Jim walking towards the dock. The walk to the dock is unpaved.
They've been dredging the river since March.
It's a muddy mess.
The ground is clay and we've had a spring thaw.
I have the boat keys, towels, life jackets are on the boat,
The cooler's on the boat.
sunglasses, hats, snacks are here.
How about the boat registration?
It's in the car.
The Coast Guard is out because of the holiday and we're likely to get stopped. You're run back to the car for the boat registration.
Okay, I'll get the registration.
I'll meet you at the dock.
Oh no, I need the car keys. Jim, I need the car keys.
Here, I'll throw them up to you. Hurry up.
He throws Kate the keys. Keys slip through her fingers, falling to the ground and into a crevice.
Oh no, I don't see them.
What?
I don't see the keys.
You're kidding. You always do this every time we take
No,
the boat.
I'm
Something
looking.
happens.
Jim, stop yelling.
I can't believe you. How did you drop the keys? You had them in your hand.
I didn't drop them on purpose, idiot. Stop yelling. I don't see them anywhere.
I don't understand why you dropped them. You had them in your hand. You caught them. I don't believe this.
I didn't do it on purpose.
I can't believe you lost the keys.
Actually, I didn't lose them because I never
You
really had them.
in your hand and you caught them.
But you threw them, dummy. You shouldn't have thrown them. Don't blame me for your poor judgment.
An adult should be able to catch a set of keys.
What kind of guy would throw keys to his wife across a crevice?
My house keys, car keys, office keys. Hell, every key I own is on that key ring.
Why would you put every key you own on one key ring? Stop trying to make me feel guilty. I'm sick of you carrying on like a madman whenever there's a problem. Stop yelling at me.
The day is ruined.
What do you want me to do?
I guess we can use your keys to drive home and go from there. What a hassle.
No, we can't. My keys are at home. You complained that I bring them too much, so I left my purse at home.
Do you realize the seriousness of our situation? We're 20 miles from home, across the Delaware River, locked out of our car with no land transportation.
Jim, I admit we have a problem.
I repeat, we are 20 miles from home, across the river, locked out of our car with no land transportation. How do you expect us to get home? Swim across the Delaware River?
Jim, I'm not hard of hearing, and it doesn't do any good to get upset. Let's just look one more time.
How are you folks on this beautiful day?
We have a problem, Bill. Kate dropped our keys in the crevice.
Now that's a problem. It's muddy with all the rain and the spring thaw. If there's anything I can do, give a holler. Feel free to use the phone in the office.
Big hope he was.
That was Bill Martin, the dock master.
I don't care who he is, he didn't help us.
What do you want him to do?
I'm sure there's something he could do.
What would you have him do, Kate?
Well, I think you should assume some responsibility for our situation, Jim.
Why should he? He didn't lose our keys.
No, but he's the manager. And you know what? I'll bet he'd have better sense than to throw keys to his wife.
Woo! There's a party on Dock 3. Join us!
Thanks. I still think Bill, what's his name, the dock master, could do something to help us. You know what? Maybe he doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
What more can he do, Kate?
Well, he's managing the marina. Maybe you should have suggested he bring in a piece of equipment or something to dig up our keys.
What are you talking about?
You might suggest to Bill that he do more to help us.
Kate, you handle it. You solve our dilemma of how to get home since you know it all.
You're saying there's nothing more Bill can do.
You won't speak up, but you like to criticize from the sidelines. You always have something to say, so say it to Bill.
Okay.
Somebody has to take charge and get it done.
Hi, folks. I know a local locksmith and authorized car dealer who may be available. He can have a key made for your car that'll at least get you home. He'll probably charge about $60, but you'll be on your way.
Bill, would you call him for us?
Sure thing.
Well, isn't he nice? That was very thoughtful of Bill.
We'll have to shell out $60 for the locksmith.
Hey, you know what? At least we'll get home.
The day's ruined regardless, so...
Young dudes, there's a party on Dock 3. Woo! Party, food and beer, man.
There you go. A party.
Maybe it's time to sell this boat.
I think we'll be okay.
This may be the last summer for this boat. It's just one problem after another, and I do all the work of maintaining it while all you do is hang off on the back and get a tan.
It's hard work for me, Jim. You know what? Let's check out the party. What do you say? By then, the locksmith will be here.
We might as well.
Could be fun, but, you go first. I don't know the people in Dock 3.
Thank you. That was Squabble. That was the last play of Act 2. So momentarily, there should be ushers coming down the aisles to make sure that they get your ballots.
Yeah, ballots.